So, good morning, everyone. So, it is a great pleasure to introduce the speaker of the day, Mr. Hardik. So, data scientist and CEO Rebirth personality. Hardik did his BTech in computer science at SRM Institute of Science and Technology during the year 2016 to 2020. During his period of study over here, he has done many internship in reputed companies like Accenture, TakeMind, and then Boston Consulting and KPMG, and worked in the field of data analytics. So he has done many projects in this particular area. So I guess it is a nice opportunity for all the students to get to know more about in this particular field. So just use this opportunity, and if you have any questions, you can feel free to contact Hardik, and you can able to get the glimpse of what is done in this particular area in data analytics. Thank you. Over to Hardik.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for giving me such a opportunity today. It's really my pleasure. And I can remember the first time I was hearing the Alumni talk. I was in first year, and it was of an IS officer. So, let alone being a part of that Alumni talk, I never ever thought that I'll be able to complete my BTech at the first time. So, it's really a great honor for me to be here today. So, thank you so much. And before starting, I'll share my screen with you all, if that's okay. Is the screen visible? Yeah. Okay, so the topic is no more wrong turns, and let's think beyond marks. So right from the very beginning of our careers, of our schooling, we've been told that we have to study hard and score good marks, and nobody actually told us what marks are going to do, what else we should study, what else we should do, so that it would help us to get a successful career in life. So today we'll be discussing a lot of things to discover yourself, to be a part of a high-end careers, other than just scoring marks. So let's begin. So my journey began with class 10th when I decided to go in Kota, where there's a race of sheets and everyone is heading towards scoring marks and getting admission in IITs. So there I realized marks are really important to get into any big institutes and all. So after that, I landed up into SRM doing my 12th class in Kota. Then I used to study a lot, and I only focused on scoring marks every time in my first year, or let it be in the second year too. So in second year, what happened is I went to an internship. There I gave my resume to the HR people. Then I went into like a superhero, but I came out like a duck, because the only thing I had was just my marks. I didn't have any achievements back then. I didn't have any other soft skills or those things. But only I have was marks, and that was not enough as per the HR people. Then I realized that marks are not enough in life, and we have to do something else. And the other thing was soft skills. We generally take soft skills as a very lighter subject, and we don't focus on this just because we can score marks very easily in colleges. But soft skills is not just a small subject; it's a lifestyle. You have to acquire a lifestyle of personality to be able to crack any interviews, or to be able to have a successful career in life. So 95% of the students don't even bother learning them just because they're able to score marks in their college exams. But soft skills is one of the most important subject which is being neglected from so much time. The most critical learning in life is about soft skills and other personality traits. Is these can be learned. These are not born talent. People say that he can speak in public very easily. He has so much confidence. It's a born talent, but trust me, it is not a born talent. It can be learned very easily. I teach people so many things about personality development, about how to have a personality in such a way that you are not rejected in any of the interviews, how to have a great resume instead of just having such great marks. So today we'll be learning a lot about how we can improve our personality, how we can just think a lot beyond marks, how we can be able to crack any of the interviews in further coming career of ours, and a lot many things. But this has to be through a logical way. We cannot just simply take a book and study soft skills right there. It has to be a way. So when I realized in my second year that marks are not enough, I came back to Chennai for my classes. I took a week off to discover something that can help me in the future coming internships or job offers that I can take. So there are for a week I worked on my personality in such a way that I should have a great vocal variety. I should be able to speak in public very confidently. I should have some achievement at least in my resume to show other than marks. So these things can be achieved by everyone, and it can be learned in a very systematic manner. So we'll be looking towards that. Generally, what we do is we set a goal. For example, I want to be an astronaut, but we don't discover in ourselves that whether I am the astronaut material or not, whether I'll be able to be an astronaut or not. In fact, we don't even look towards our background knowledges, our background studies that we have done. We just make a goal and we head towards that. For example, like we are in CSE department, most of the people say I'm gonna be a software developer one day, or I'll be an ethical hacker one day. So they don't even discover in themselves that whether they'll be able to be that. I'm not discouraging someone that they'll not be able to be that they want to be, but in such you should set your goals in such a way that you'll be able to do it happily. That should not be a burden, because sitting in front of computers 7 days a week, and you cannot be able to do, everyone is not able to do that much of work, being a software developer or being in hacking zones or everything like that. So generally people do it in the other way, like they set a goal first and they start doing it. But the first thing that comes into mind is you should discover yourself, your inner powers, what you're able to do in a very frequent manner. So you should discover that first. So while discovering yourself, you should do one thing: take a week off, take a day off, whatever is good with you. Make sense of your past by counting on your experiences. Like in class 10, were you able to focus in maths? Were any other subject that you were good with? Like I was good in psychology from class 8th or 9th, I guess. But I was not aware of the fact that you can take arts if you have good marks. I simply taken up engineering just because I had good marks, and everyone around me told me that you scored above 9 GPA, so you should go for science. There's no scope of arts for you. We have a thinking that arts is for someone that scores less marks. So that time I didn't have the awareness, but when I was counting my experiences, I acknowledged that I'm good in psychology, I'm good in music. So these are my passion and these are my hobbies that I do every time in life. Even if when I was in Kota, when I was in Chennai for my BTech, I never skipped any of the webinars that held in psychology of my psychology webinars for that matter. Also, I continued playing my music, like I play cajon, guitar, and most of the musical instruments. So we have to we have to go back in the past and count our experiences a lot, so that one day when you want to have a successful career, that is somewhat related to what you actually love. Like I'm a data scientist, but my data science is inclined towards a field of psychology, the field of healthcare, that is inclined towards the only thing that is concerned with arts and commerce students. So, like example, I recently published a research paper on cancer therapy, which is a healthcare department. So that is also inclined with the psychology of the people in India, which are not focusing upon the healthcare issues. So you can do anything if you know what you are capable of doing very easily. So you have to think very deeply that what you want actually from life, and by counting on your own experiences. Then the second thing is recognize your personal path. This is the most important thing that you should be doing right after this session. You should be doing SWOT analysis. SWOT is counting on your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and threats. Like for example, my strengths are I am having a great hand in persuasion skills. I have great communication skills. I don't have fear of public speaking. And when it comes to weaknesses, I have so many so little weaknesses that I am overcoming with on daily basis. And if I come to my opportunities. The opportunities for me as a data scientist are so many in the field. Like I can go in healthcare. My finance is good, so I can go in financial terms. I have recently started my startup business just because I know my strengths are persuasion skills, communication skills. So I acknowledge my strengths, as in I have good communication skills, and I'm a public person, so I can teach people how good you can make your communication skills, your people skills. So this had turned into an opportunity and created a startup out of it. And for threats, I may consider the my competitors in the market that who teach who teach communication skills or soft skills for that matter from so many years. So those are my threats, and I need to know how can I overcome those threats and weaknesses on my own. So SWOT analysis is one of the most important thing that you should be doing just after this session, and and trust me, it will help you a lot in your forthcoming career. So the first one was to make sense of your past. By making sense of your past, you'll be able to count all your strengths, weaknesses, your opportunities and threats. All those things can be interlinked then. The next thing is silence your inner critic. Silence your inner critic. With this, I mean that whenever we are going to do something in life, the only one who stops us is us. Like when I decided to go into data science, someone told me that there are 30 to 40 skills that you should be learning upon, and that time I got discouraged about whether I'll be able to become a data scientist one day or not. But considering the fact that I silenced my inner critic in such a way that whether I will be able to do it or not, I have to do it anyway, because this is the thing I love the most. This is the thing which I can turn up into something that I can earn a living. And here I am today with becoming a data scientist today. So you should be able to silence your inner critique first, and then decide what you're gonna be in the future. And most importantly, you should strengthen your friendship, because friends are the most important part of your life. You cannot leave the friends aside. You can leave everything aside, but friends are the one thing that will be connected throughout. So friends help you to be to concentrate whether you are being realistic or just being in the cloud of being positive. So you should not be positive every time. There are some things that you should be negative about, like if you're going to study something that you are not able to do. Like in the first year, I started studying ethical hacking, but later on I encountered the fact that computer networks is not my forte. I am not able to do computer networks at all. So my friends helped me realize that you should switch sometime. Don't be just positive and think that you'll be able to do it anyways. Just keep on doing. There will be a day when you'll be able to do. But friends helped me realize that you should be realistic and switch. So talking of friendship, I'm a very people person. So I have a lot of friends. In fact, in Kota, since day one till the last day, I had the same friends. Some people added up in the group, but till day, everyone is intact. In fact, in Chennai as well, starting from the day one till the last day, I have the same friends, and they are in abundance. So, and also they are in each and every part of the India. So it helps me know whether I'm being realistic, whether I'm being honest to myself too. Sometimes we start lying to ourselves and to other people as well. So friends help you realize to be honest with you yourself as well. The next part is setting a goal. We have discovered ourselves. We have discovered the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. We have counted our own experiences from the past. The next thing is to set a goal. We now know everything about ourselves. Now, based on those things, we have to set our goal. But the first thing that you should be aware of while setting a goal is be aware from your relatives or the acquaintances that try to be your most, uh, you know, they give you career advice when nobody asks for them. And whenever you're trying to do something different in life, they'll tell you that it's not going to work, just skip it. Like I'm applying for masters in masters abroad, and everyone in my relative side, you should not go so far. What you should take care of your parents. They are the ones that will be with you every time, and they discourage you in such a way that you go in a zone where you discourage yourself that way. So don't listen to them. Actually, you should listen to them in such a way that if the advice is good, take it or just move on. So take do not take it so deeply in you. So starting with our goals, we'll start setting our goals now. Goals will be divided in two sections. Like first, you should set the long-term goals and the short-term goals. The long-term goals should be smart enough that you'll be able to do it in the further coming 10 years of your life. How you can be smart is be specific with the goal. Suppose if I want to be a data scientist, I should know that what data scientists do. It's not like we always do visualization, we always do coding and stuff. If I am not good with communication skills, it should be known to myself that I am not good with communication skills, so I should skip data science career. I should go into data analytics also, because a data scientist has to present everything in front of the stakeholders and all, and it requires a huge amount of communication skills. So be specific with your goals, whether what you want to be. Don't generalize everything. Don't say I want to be a artificial intelligence expert. Be specific in what your expertise is. And second is the measurable thing. You have to be measured. You have to think whether I'll be able to complete this in such given time, or what things do I need to cover between this and that. Suppose for being a data scientist, you have to do Python, R, and all the visualization analytics libraries, machine learning, all those things. So you have that brochure in your hands to know whether what you're doing, what you're going to be doing in the coming years. So that is being measurable with what you want to be. The next thing is action based. You should not just think that in the coming 10 years I'll be at moon. It should be a realistic and action based thing, that if I want to be a data scientist in 10 years, in the coming 2 years I'll be completing all the online courses. In the next 2 years I'll be working upon my masters. Then in masters I want to do this and that kind of research, and I'll be able, then after getting a job I'll do part-time PhDs. You should be measurable and you should have an action based plan with that, and it should be relevant with your future goals. It's not like if you want to be a data scientist, you're thinking every time of going into the music zone, like what should I do to get myself in the music company, what should I do and this. Because if you have 2 goals or 3 goals in life other than your main goal, then you'll not be able to achieve any one of it very fulfillingly. So have a goal, have it in a very specific manner, be it measurable and action based, and it should be relevant with your life too. And the most important is it should be timeline driven. You should not say bluntly that I'll be a data scientist in 15 years or so. It should be time driven, like in 2 years I'll be this, in coming 2 years I'll be that. So it should be measurable, specific, and time driven. You cannot simply bluntly say I'll be this in such years. So long-term goals are done in this way. You have to be smart enough to plan your long-term goals. Coming to the short-term goals, it can be your hobbies. It can be you can also, there are 2 ways in setting up your short-term goals. You can segregate your long-term goals in different short-term goals, or you can turn up your passion or a hobby into a short-term goal, and achieving every milestone of your short-term goal, you can make it a long-term goal. For example, if I have an interest in music, but I have a long-term goal of being a data scientist. So in music, I for my first short-term goal, I started learning guitar. For that matter, I started learning harmonium. So my short-term goal is to learn guitar in the next 2 months. So when I learned guitar in next 2 months, I thought to myself that I'm good with guitar, so why not start learning some more instruments? Then in next 2 months, and you keep on learning so many musical instruments, and one day you can become a music composer, and you can switch with your long-term goals then. Like, if you're good in music and you are able to earn much, you can switch. You can do data science as a part-time thing and be in music for a long-term goal. Okay, in such a way that you'll be able to focus very deeply in your short-term goals as well as long-term goals. So first one was to discover yourself in such a way that you should know your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And the second one was to set up your long-term goals and short-term goals based on your uh, based on your uh, discovery of yourself. So before you think that your career is over, because if you start thinking about SWOT analysis or so many things in the past that we talked about, like if you're counting on your experiences, if I count my experience, I scored 9.4, I guess, in 10th class. So I thought to myself, it's not a 10. What should be I do? What should be doing? I've been doing in future, future with my this with 9 pointer grade. Next, when I went to 12th, I didn't crack any of the bigger competitive exams. So I thought to myself whether I'll be able to do anything in life or not. Then in second year of my internship interview, I thought to myself whether I'll be able to do it or not. Because whenever you count your experiences, this negativity comes to you. And do not fear this negativity. It will be over soon if you know your actual threats and weaknesses. So if you're really stuck with your career that you are not able to decide whether you should go with, suppose whether you should go with artificial intelligence or you just take up the data science career, or you should segregate artificial intelligence and just do machine learning expertise. And if you're really stuck that you're not able to concentrate on one thing, you're not able to be specific about what you want to do in future, then the most important thing is work with your career counselor. These are the superheroes of your life, and these will help you so much in life that you'll be able to concentrate more in your future. Like for example, I do career counseling for free in my firm, and I come across people from computer science background, in fact, who are just learning coding for the fact that it is in the curriculum, and they don't know what they're going to do with the coding stuff, what they're going to be doing with becoming a software engineer. They don't know what a software engineer do in real life. They don't even know what are the future options or career options in the life that they can explore more. Like in my area, I live here, and so many people come to me and say, "What are these buzzwords, data science and artificial?" They don't even know these words until yet. But if they encounter these things by their own, it will be so late. So it is better to consult a career counselor if you are stuck with the career. And the most important thing is how to deal with the pressure from your parents. I know that you'll be thinking that, Hardik, you are telling just do not focus much on marks and focus upon your career, focus on the things that you love actually. But it is so easy to tell that you should focus on these things. And what we're going to do with your parents? They are continuously telling us to score marks, to do something that is common, that they know actually. Like my parents are into government jobs, so from right from the beginning they've been telling me to uh, prepare for UPSC exams, be an IAS officer, and all those things. But that is the pressure that is out of concern. They are not imposing something on you. They are concerned about you, that what you'll be in future. So the best way to explain what you're going to be in the future is to talk to them in such a way that you're explaining your career possibilities to them. Just like you, they don't know what your career aspects are, what you're gonna be in the coming 10 years, whether you'll be able to support the family or not. So they are like you. You have to convince them in such a way that you are telling them your career choices. You're telling them what you want to be actually in life, and what the society wants you to be. You have to make the difference clear to them only. So talk to them and don't get irritated very easily when they talk to you. Like my parents used to tell me, do UPSC, be an IAS officer, your life will be set, and all those things. So I used to get so much irritated by the fact that why they keep on telling me to be someone like them. So at that time I sat with them. I talked to them that this is the career that I wanted to be in. and I'll be studying hard in this thing and all those things. You have to convince them in such a way that it's a more accepting thing for them than the rejecting ones. Lastly, you should learn, grow, innovate. You should make new friends, meet new people, but enjoy every moment of it. Not just become a shell. You have to come out of your shell and not just focus upon your marks, because focusing upon these things is far beyond just scoring marks, and these will turn up you in your better future. So as Mahatma Gandhi ji has rightfully said, that knowledge gained through experience is far superior and many times more useful than vocational knowledge. So if you focus upon yourself, you're discovering yourself, your soft skills, your personality skills, your marks will increase automatically in such a way that you'll be able to be in a disciplined manner, you'll be able to know yourself better, and you'll be able to concentrate on the studies which you want to study actually. It's not like what the academics are being taught. In fact, in SRM University, it is a great thing that we can choose our own subjects. So like in my year, most of my friends were into software development, and most of the friends are taking up the subjects that are easy to score, very easy to score marks. But me and a few of my friends were into these fields. I was choosing natural language processing and deep learning, machine learning, these as my core subjects. So today those subjects helped me a lot in framing my career. And those who were telling me that time that you should not be studying these things, they are hard to score marks, they are still searching for their jobs. So you should not listen to everyone and be open to yourself, that what you want to be in future and what you want to discover actually in life. So are there any questions? If there are any questions, we can take. Other than that, that's all that you should be focusing upon right now. Hello.
Please ask. Students, do you have any questions? You can chat me.
Okay. Questions வந்து யாருமே கேட்கல, எல்லாம் வந்து இதுதான் போட்டுருக்காங்க.
Hello.
As per your discover career. Okay.
Yeah, I think students, do you have any questions?
Yes. Pratik, இப்பதான் பண்றாங்க. சரி.
You can chat me.
Yes. நம்ம சார் நான் படிச்சிட்டு Okay.
Yeah, I think a few questions are posted here.
Questions வந்து யாருமே கேட்கல.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Hardik. Students, do you have questions?
Yeah, Hardik, a few questions are posted here.
Yeah.
I will tell the questions now. As per your opinion, what is the best source of enhance your skills?
Yeah, that's a great question. For enhancing your skills, you should be first focusing upon what you actually want in your life, like doing your SWOT analysis as we talked about, and then start doing what you want to do. Like enhancing your skills, you can take up so many online courses. There are so many platforms like Udemy, Intel, and So yeah, that's it. Your skills. Any more questions? How can you discover a career that suits you? Okay. Like I said, you have to discover a career in such a way that it should somewhat be relevant with your passion and hobbies, and on that you should be able to concentrate on your future goals. Like,
And the next question: how can we discover a career that suits us the best?
yes, sir. So discovering a career is not a simple thing in such a way that you do your further analysis, then come to the fact that these are things that you are able to do. Like for getting into a career with having a great communication skills, you should have communication skills. If you want to be a great data scientist, you should have your technical knowledge as well as your communication skills. If you want to be an AI expert, you should have your somewhat you should have your interest in robots or the automations or something like that. So if you want to be anything in life, first you want to discover what your interests are. Like, for that matter, one of my friend is has her interest in cosmetics and all. So she's doing her MS in cosmetology these days after doing her BTech. So she has the technical ability to code as well. She do freelancing for coding as well, and she is doing cosmetology, masters in cosmetology for her passion. So in this way, you can choose a career for your future. The next question is, when did you think of opening your own startup? Actually, I was supposed to do masters after my bachelor's.
How can we discover a career?
Yeah. So discovering a career is over. I think I answered this thing. And when do you think of opening your own startup or company? Of opening my startup and company, I was about to do masters in this September. So because of the COVID thing, each and every admissions got revoked. So I was thinking to myself that what I'm gonna do for the next year. So in April, I guess I thought to myself that this is something that so many people do not even think of. Then after thinking the fact that nobody is thinking of this thing that they should be learning, so I started my startup just because to give students this thing that soft skills is very important to them. So I started my career keeping that thought that I teach college students, school students, to let them know that soft skills are too important for them to learn. And this is not a piece of cake just to simply go into an interview and sit with your resume having good marks and simply say, hire me. So this actually doesn't work in real life, and you have to be very precise with what your skills are, what you can do in life. So this motivated me to have a startup of my own and teach students how can they excel in their careers by improving their communication skills, personalities, and improving their interview skills. So I teach students all the aspects of soft skills and everything else regarding other than just scoring marks in their exam, because we all know that we can score marks in the exam by studying last night too. Every engineer does the same thing. So you should not concentrate just upon your marks, but the rest of the days you should concentrate on discovering yourself very frequently. So this is what motivated me to started my own career. Okay, how to know that when we should start? Okay, how to know that when we should start moving towards our goal? So it's a very good question. So if you wanna know when you should start or not, you should first see to yourself whether what you're doing right now is giving something to you or not. Like in my second year, I was into software developing and all. Then I went to an interview and I realized that this is not a thing that I actually want to do. So I told you, like, I took a week off and thought to myself that is it that what I wanted to do? And from that day onwards, I'm looking towards my goal that I want to be a data scientist. Not just because I have good communication skills, but because I have a soft end towards coding and all those things as well. And I can have a very people skill with, I have people skill with me, and I have a very good presentation skills. Those are the things that I discovered during the 1 week span of my work. So in this way, you can discover what your goals are gonna be, how can you start with your goals, and all those things. Yeah. Any more questions?
Yeah, I think we have no more questions here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hardik, it was really a very nice session.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. On behalf of School of Computing, I thank you that you are giving more inputs to your juniors. I think apart from the technical skills, you gave more inputs on how to grow up out of the campus also. Right.
Yes,
That's what. On behalf of School of Computing, it was really a great day, and thank you so much for this opportunity
thank you, sir.
given here. And I thank our chairperson as well as HOD and our coordinator, Dr. Annapurni Madam, for giving us an opportunity for the students as well. And this is an opportunity for us also to introduce you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. It's my pleasure too.
Thank you, Hardik. It's nice to see a immediate junior and alumni series, and it's very nice, really. I like your confidence and the way you gave inputs to your junior. It was very good. And
Thank
we
you so
hope to see again here in our forum, and success. Wish you a success in your career, okay? It's
Thank
nice
you so
to
much.
see. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. I think our students also have benefited. You could give their your mail ID or something, so in case if they want, they can contact you. Okay, because
Yeah.
it will be a motivational factor for them to start up, because many are trying to have a startups and other things. So nice to see you as a young entrepreneur. Wish you success.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hardik.
Yeah, audience, kindly give your feedback, and the feedback link is posted here. Thank you so much.
Thank you all participants, and this is in live stream, so you can inform your friends also, so they could, when they find time, they can also check the videos what he has told over there, so that it will be useful for you to carry it out. Okay, thank you, Hardik. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajkumar. I think we can close the session now. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Now leave. I can leave, will ya?